but I'll show you how the fuck you gotta do it. If you really wanna fall till you fall when you're back against the wall, and a bunch of niggas need you to go away. Still going bad on them anyway. Saw you last night, but did it broad day.
Awesome. Love it, guys. Congratulations on everybody being here. Last year's event, I think we had 14 or 15. This year, almost triple that. Yeah, and again, all I can say is that be grateful that you're here in a room with other people doing the exact same thing. We've got a wicked day planned. Mecca, let's do it, bro.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Cancun Mastermind. Ollie? Huh? All right, how you guys doing? We ready to rock and roll? Hey, how was dinner last night? Good. First time at Paradisus Resort. Isn't this place insane? Has anyone got lost a couple times? Yeah. It's awesome, awesome. Guys, I am thrilled, I am honored. We have people from over 14 countries flying day and night, away from their friends, away from their family, coming together to not only just grow their business and make more money, yeah, we're gonna do that, but this event this year is so much bigger than that. This event this year is about helping you achieve your dreams. And that's what we're gonna spend the next little bit talking about. You know, if I can find my clicker here. This event started with two guys. It started with two guys. Am I hitting the green button? Green means forward. Two guys, right? Talking about publishing, right? I know that guy. And we're like, hey, let's get together and go to Cancun and talk about publishing. The buzz started. People took notice. And And, oh, that was actually the original photo. Last year, right across the hallway there, in a much smaller room, 14 of us came together. And what's so cool is we had a special day yesterday with the Platinum players. The same number of people who were at the event last year were at that special day we had yesterday, right? And last year, it was a bit of a gong show. We had no idea what was going on, right? Things were a little bit messy, but we pulled it off. And this year, we had one goal, and that was to help you achieve your dreams, make more money by using self-publishing as the vehicle. This business can change your life in a matter of months. You can make more money with this business than you have ever thought possible. This business can help you achieve your wildest dreams, and you're going to see and witness that over the next few days. When I first started teaching and becoming an influence in this space, I had one goal. I wanted to show people that you could publish books without having to take shortcuts. So I wanted to be the top person. So I started doing everything that everyone said you couldn't do. People were out there saying, you can't use email marketing to sell your books. I proved you could, right? You can't use social media to promote your books. I proved you could. There's no money in fiction publishing. I brought the top fiction publishers onto the channel so they could share their success stories and proved it works. Over months, people noticed, people started talking. I kept filming content and built one of the strongest and most positive communities in the space at the time. But that wasn't enough. I wanted to do something that was going to be talked about, and more importantly, was going to inspire others to want to do the same. In order to do that, I needed help. I needed a team. I needed people who shared my vision. Most importantly, I needed people I could call mi familia. So, Ollie Al Gore, one of the first people I started talking to about a year and a half into the publishing business. He was also the first student of mine to hit $10,000 a month. In fact, when I tried to bring him on the channel for an interview, he turned me down because he thought his success was a fluke. Then he did it again and again, and he's like, okay, I think I know what I'm doing here. Ollie changed my entire publishing business. When I had 31 books, he had 30 books. I was at $3,000 a month. He was at $10,000 a month. And it blew my mind. Because I thought this was a numbers game. Ollie showed me it wasn't. Ollie showed me that if you focus on your titles, your subtitles, your descriptions, you actually make more money with less work. That got my attention. This is a fact. He's the only guy that I've got completely smashed with and went shopping at Tiffany's. Wife thanks you for that. Bank account still hurts. But ladies and gentlemen, let's bring up from double your Kindle sales, Ollie Al Gore. Yeah. Sorry, buddy. Yeah. Marco. Working with him in his early days as a publisher, he was one of the easiest and most enjoyable students I've ever worked with. Now, you might be thinking, aren't all your students like that? Hell no. Some students I work with, I dread their phone calls. Nope, no one in this room, thank God. Marco has turned his publishing business into $1 million empire. And that is what's so exciting about this business. And you're going to hear more of that and how much his beautiful wife, Natasha, helped and Noah helped. But he is somebody I'm proud to know. He is somebody I'm proud to call my Canadian brother, right? Let's bring up Marco.
This is for the West and the East and the dirty South, khakis and the Timbs and them niggas with the platinum mouth, thinking that they blessed by the actions that be
Hey,
coming out.
show them your wrist.
You be carrying a lot of clout, but you
Sorry. Oh, man. These two. Hey, guys, why don't you create a course? Nah, we don't want to do that. That was my first discussion with them. And then I said, fine, I need you to film these videos and audiobooks so I can just teach my people, and I'll throw you a couple bucks for it. Well, we want all the money ourselves. Then make a freaking course. We don't know how. Well, why don't you pay me 2 cents, and I'll show you how to make $50,000 in a day. Getting to know Rasmus. Remember when I used to call you Rasmus? What?
Ramos Milkinson.
Yeah, that. Getting to know Rasmus and Christian has been an absolute joy over the last 12 months. I brought them to my gorgeous home in Monterrey, Mexico, where we went, we did a whole bunch of stuff. Then we went to LA together. Then I flew to Bali with the family to see what the unicorn lifestyle was all about. What these guys are doing in the space right now I couldn't be prouder of. They're two of the hardest working individuals I've ever met, and two of the most upfront, loyal, and honest individuals. From AIA, the Mickelson twins.
if she a baller, she gon' ride with a shot caller, roll with the boss dog in the back of a blue Impala.
Love you, brother.
Then she gon' swallow all again. You got to give her.
All right. I didn't even write down notes for the next guy. I have a very special relationship with D1. He's the only guy I let come in half an hour late to a speaker's meeting. But because I know he's legit, he's clutch, and he always comes through no matter what. This is basically how our relationship works. He's either telling me something I'm laughing about, or he's saying, I told you this 9 months ago, and now you're just doing it, and look how much money you're making. If you don't work with a coach or a mentor or whatever who you can't give the finger to, throw your phone across the room after some of our calls. I've literally taken my phone, thrown it across the room. Marianne's like, what's on? I fucking hate D1. I hate that guy. 3 days later, I'm like, oh man, I totally get what he was telling me. That makes so much sense. If you're not working with somebody like that, your mentor sucks, get a new one. D1 he's the reason my self-published and Blueprint has withstood all the other cookie cutter courses that have come out over the last few years. Because he showed me how to care for your clients, you guys, above all else. And that's what I love about this guy. So ladies and gentlemen, and he helped me buy a Range Rover. D1 Bainey. Great photo.
Proud of you.
Hey, you can love us, you can hate us. This ain't no mob. This ain't no mafia joke. This is the cartel. Did I do it? All right, guys. Yeah, no. Yeah. All right. So over the next few days, here's what you can expect. How to achieve your dreams. Who in this room, honestly, has never thought about achieving their dreams before? Like, you've never really thought of it. So everyone's thought of something, a dream before, which is cool. Okay? Look, this year I got to accomplish a dream of mine since I was about 12 or 13 years old. Anyone know what that is? Oh, hey, forgot a picture. Yes! Carol, if you didn't know, I bought a Range Rover. Look, I've always been into cars, since street racing back in the high school days to tearing them apart in my parents' garage. I'm a car diehard. It's what I love. And having a brand new car straight from the dealership, not something with 2,000 miles on it because somebody didn't want it, but factory ordered, custom ordered, right the way you want it. 22 kilometers were on it when I picked it up. That has always been, like, that's been the biggest dream of mine, being able to do that on a financial level. It was never a family, it was never the kids. I love you guys. But for me, it was always about the cars. And the one thing I've realized, having owned this thing for the last few months, is when you accomplish a dream like this, it's not 100 times, it's not 1,000 times better than you could have ever imagined. It's 10,000 times better than you could have ever imagined. That was the first thing. And the second thing is, I want to help as many people as possible feel the way I feel every time I start that up. And that changed the entire direction we took this event. Publishing does two things for you. Anyone have an idea what those two things are? It gives you income and it gives you experience. That's all you want to take from this business. It gives you the income to buy back your freedom, to leave your 9 to 5, to start other businesses. And it gives you the experience of learning how to sell something on the internet and really understand what internet marketing is all about. When you get those two things and you put them together, everything changes for you. Because then you can use this little Kindle publishing business as a stepping stone into bigger and greater things. Going back to Marco, he's a perfect example. I think last year, when he had his first $50,000 month, the fall last year, I think it was, right? I did a video, and what Marco has done has been the number one goal I've had for my students. Start with publishing. I remember working with you when you were doing like $3,000 a month. Less. Start with publishing, figure out his passions, and create a business. And now they run $1 million business. And he bought a Tesla. Look at it! White on white. Right? You didn't think that was coming up, did you? So, we're going to dive deep in this dream workshop that we're going to be doing later on today. And let me tell you something about this workshop. You guys all have the book, The Dream Manager. Okay, this book, I've read I don't know how many times. This book, I would run a workshop based on this book when I used to sell knives and run sales offices for Cutco. Every June, I'd run this workshop. Those 17, 18, 19, 20-year-old kids would go out over 2 weeks. They'd sell more knives, make more money in those 2 weeks than they did the first 2.5 months of the summer combined because of this workshop. And that's what we're going to focus on today. This workshop alone will completely change the rest of your life. Those are bold statements. I know that. I also know it's going to be 100% true for every single person in this room. So, here's how you can get the most from this event. There's 3 things. Just maybe take these down. The first is just getting involved. Get involved, right? So that means taking notes, listening, being engaged, and being active, right? There's water in the back if you need to stay hydrated. A lot of you already have coffees. That's awesome, okay? Number 2 is just don't hold back. Look, the only reason somebody cares to know what your keyword is, what your niche is because they want to give you tailored help, okay? If you're just going to hide your keywords, your niches, you should have just stayed home and just posted a question in the Facebook groups, because that's where you get cookie cutter advice. The people who came here paid thousands of dollars to come here to learn from the best of the best. Nobody's going to steal your keywords. Those snakes aren't here today, okay? Build relationships is number 3. And this is going to be the most important thing. Yesterday at the Platinum Players Day, we were talking about the importance of relationships and how when you do this business with 1 or 2 other people and you're talking to them on a weekly basis, your entire business changes. You make more money, you get a better understanding of how things work, and you build relationships, which enrich your lives. Getting to know people other than the people you're going to see up on stage today is absolutely crucial. Some of you sitting next to each other have so much value you can offer each other, you wouldn't even understand it. So don't just try to grab everybody at the table back there, right? Talk to each other. Talk to your peers. Learn what they're doing. And the last thing I want to talk about is just experiencing life. This is interesting, and based on yesterday's stuff, it's really cool. I was talking to a buddy, and he's like, what are you doing right now? And I'm like, I'm fucking Monterey. What are you doing? Monterey's not my favorite city to live, if you haven't caught on. And he's like, no, man, you're just experiencing this part of your life in Monterey. I'm like, smoke another one, bro. And one person got that joke. And then I thought about it, and he's like, well, think, right? Right now, you're just going through life, but you're experiencing your life in Monterey. And the more I thought about that, the more I was like, oh my God, what a cool way to look at challenges, right? When something happens, when you pay $120 for a 10-minute cab ride, welcome to Mexico, you're just experiencing life. That's all. That's all, right? My first experience coming to Mexico, the bank ripped me off badly. I thought they were safe. I was just experiencing life. It's all good. Jim Rohn has a quote, and he says, life is a collection of your experiences, both their frequency and their intensity. Right? What are we doing at this event? You're experiencing life. How many of you had to get a passport? Raise your hand if you had to get a passport to come here. Okay? How many of you, if you've never traveled before outside of your country, you got a passport. How many of you have never left, like this was the first time you left your country? Okay, a couple of you, Eric, right? So, you do this experience, an experience like this. Like, why didn't we just do a video, right? Why fly and pay thousands of dollars to come to the resort, right, to hang out with each other? What do you get from that? That you can't get on a Skype call, that you can't get buying a course, that you can't get from a Facebook group. You get the experience of mixing and mingling with other publishers, other entrepreneurs, other business owners, right? Some of you are doing numbers that, like, upwards of $50,000 a month just from your books alone. Those are people in this room doing numbers like that right now, nonfiction. Get to know each other enjoy this experience, because these are the experiences that enrich your lives. I wanted to create an experience. That's why I went a little out with the sparklers and the fireworks and everything. I wanted to create an experience that you guys were never going to forget. I wanted to create an experience that was going to do something that you would look at the business completely different. That's why all weekend there's no selling. Nobody has anything to sell, right? This weekend it's all real, it's all value, and most importantly, it's just all about you guys. So, let's have some fun, let's learn a ton, and most importantly, let's get back to the pool as soon as possible. Welcome, everybody. Cool. All right. Yeah, could we kill that alarm? I know it's my alarm. I know what my alarm sounds like. Cool. We killing that live feed, right? Yeah. Everything else they got to pay for. All right. One born.